Hey, it's Pete with the Small Business Resource Center and the Small Business Resource Center YouTube channel. Just wanted to give an update on the stock market, economy in general, and information on what I think about the stock market if it's crashing. Of course, today is the 5th of August. Stock market is going down, but I do not think it's going to crash, so to speak. I think we're just going to be looking at a dip, and I'm going to go over several reasons why. I do think we are going to have a market crash and some financial problems throughout, not just in America, but globally. And I'm going to explain all those reasons why. So if you're looking at today, of course, the stock market's dropping all over. So I'm going to just glance through these. But the Nikkei's down 13%. Europe nears 6-month lows. Well, some people are saying Bitcoin may go to 40,000. Not too much of a crypto guy. I did make a video, Bitcoin to zero. I want to update that video, but if you're looking for something like that and you want a different opinion or you're curious, look for Bitcoin to zero on my playlist. You can subscribe, check it out, you'll find it. So a lot of people are saying the stock market's going to crash for various reasons. There's a Buffett indicator which indicates that it's going to crash. Coincidentally, we're we were in that level. It went down below the level, and then now it's peaking back up to the Buffett indicators, significantly saying it's going to crash. But does that mean it's going to crash today or tomorrow? No. Are we experiencing a dip? That's what I think is happening right now. But Warren Buffett sold 55.8% of his Apple stock. And I think that also, with bad jobs reports and other reports, are causing the dip we're currently experiencing. But the question is, what could cause an actual crash? And now we're going to go into more of those factors. There is a quadrillion dollar in derivatives. Derivatives are what larger financial firms use to leverage stock stock market contracts, and basically this can cause a huge problem because when you're talking about $1 quadrillion in derivatives and the market is crashing, that can escalate that and make it go down quicker. So I truly believe we're going to experience a dip, and I'm going to go over the reasons why I don't think we're getting a crash right now, just a dip. Now, the second reason why we might have another big problem is the commercial loans. Commercial loans, there's about 2.5 trillion in commercial loans held by banks, and the banks are trying to dump these loans. Primarily, reason was COVID. A lot of the people who were working in some of these places, commercial buildings, no longer needed them. They realized that they could work at home, and a lot of big commercial properties are not being utilized. A lot of people are doing online shopping, and it hurt the value of retail. So some of these retail markets are not as strong as they used to be. So we're looking at 2.5 trillion, and they've been slowly getting rid of some of these at various times. Another reason, household debt. Consumers are putting more and more things on credit cards, and that is causing, well, them to be able to stay afloat. But all this debt, eventually they're going to run out of credit cards and debt to be able to maintain their lifestyles. As you can see, the household debt 2004 was 8, and then 2008 at the peak it was 2 point, um, you know, 2 2.6 and 9.9, and now here we're at 4.8 and 12.82. Housing debt's a little bit different. Obviously, if you own a house, that is kind of a positive thing. We're looking at these factors, I don't know if they're counting secondary properties, by the way, but secondary properties in certain markets like Florida, where people are buying second homes or investments, now people aren't vacationing, so they're not renting their vacation rentals. And there's a lot of factors happening in Florida, but I want to make this video shorter. So I'm just going to explain it and say the market in Florida is expected to go down by maybe about 50%, and it's already going down by around 20% in some areas. And the last reason that I'm looking at, which is a major factor because there are other factors, That would be the 1.3 million in SBA loans that were given during COVID or in default or not being paid. So that means 1.3 million loans. They're at 100,000 or less, roughly. That's a huge amount of loans not being paid. And it's not because people, you know, they had problems and the government forced them to take out loans to survive, and now they can't afford to pay those loans back. Now they're stacking on more debt with credit cards, and some of these businesses went out of business because, me being a real estate agent, I talked to a lot of business owners. Some of them actually took loans out, were floating through COVID using the funds. And then basically, by the time they were allowed to open, they basically couldn't afford to, sustain it, or they got closed, shut down already during the COVID period, and then went out of business without being able to have enough money to sustain themselves. If you get a loan to sustain a business, but you still have no cash flow, you can only sustain for a little while. Cash flow is king. So, going back to my thoughts are we are going to have a dip, which obviously that's happening right now. If you're watching this video, this might last 1 or 2 weeks, maybe at the most, and then start to level off. And then eventually, I believe September, they're going to turn this around. Some people are saying they're going to lower the interest rates an emergency. I'm not so sure about that, but if they do, that could help. The next Fed meeting at the end of September, they will lower the interest rates. That's going to start a recovery, and then probably a rally, and then after that, sometime we're going to experience a crash. So I did put in my other video about this when it would be. So I'm speculating after the election. So let me know your thoughts and comments. Do you think it's going to happen like I say? Do you have your own opinion? Comment below. Speak from the Small Business Resource Center YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment, and let me know your thoughts. Have a great day.